Hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Friday. It is time to learn about business. It is time to learn about Airbnb. And I think I have a special gift for you guys. I'm going to put it in the chat once we finish here. Hey, thanks for showing up. I am Danny. I'm the Muscle Streams Queen. Every single Friday, we're going to be going live at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about business, talking about Airbnb. And I want to share some exciting news. I just literally just got a text from one of my mentees, and so I'm excited for her. She just got her first official yes uh, from from that company to start her business. Right. And when I say yes, they are totally aware that she's going to be using our public platforms and they are comfortable moving forward. And I wanted to share because so many people always say, well, if I'm going to an apartment complex and they ask me what is my business and I know I only intend to use it for Airbnb, what do I say? And I literally told y'all what you say. You can still be transparent and tell people what you're doing. And you'll be surprised that some complexes will actually say yes. She literally just got a yes. A yes. They know exactly what she's doing. So I wanted to share that and just encourage you guys. She just got a yes. She just got a yes. To stick with it. But on last Friday, I told you guys stop acting like Airbnb is your business. No, it is not. Your business is a short term rental company or corporate housing company, right? You can still be transparent, but you have to pose yourself as an actual business. So, before I talk to you guys about what it looks like to be a business, okay? So first things first is of course searching your name, making sure nobody is using your name. Right, you got to make sure that the name is available because what you don't want to do is start a business and it's somebody else's name. They've been using it, it's trademark, and then now it's infringement. It's what you're doing. So make sure your name is available. I can put in the chat a website that I use to basically make sure my name is available on different social media platforms. So it's a game changer, right? So it's not just like the domain that's just available. Um, get a name for your business. Think about what it is, what problem your business is solving, what solution is your business bringing to the marketplace. Figure out your business entity, whether that'll be LLC, S corp, or a C corp, but it shouldn't be a sole proprietorship. Okay. Then what you want to go do, secure that domain name. Nobody has the name. Your dad said, "This is my name." Get that domain name. And when I say domain name, I mean like www.mybusiness.com. Go and purchase that name, that domain name. Then you need a virtual office address. Some people were saying, "Oh, I registered at my home address. Should I go change it?" It is totally up to you. But once you want to start going after that bigger funding, right? Once you get into the phase where you need money and you don't want to keep utilizing your own money, you want to use credit or you want to use business credit. Those lenders, they're going to go and look up your business. And what they don't want to see is that it's a PO box or your house, unless you have an office dedicated in your home for your business. Just go get a virtual office address or a co-working space. I just went and toured one here in Baltimore City, and it's a co-working space. They have virtual office options where they just hold a mailbox for you, but they give you a number that is a suite number, right? So you still have that commercial. It's in a commercial building. It looks like it is a real business. You can actually have an office there if you want. They also have co-working spaces, dedicated private office, or like an open kind of area where you can have a desk, a dedicated desk, but you still get that big business feel, right? Get that virtual office address. Then you go get your secure your EIN with irs.gov. Okay. And then you can go and register. Hey, Michelle, you can go and register that business with your Secretary of State. So if I know that I want to be an LLC, I've already checked my name. right? I secure that domain name. I go and I get my virtual office address. Then I get my EIN, and then I register it with the Secretary of State. And I tell you in that order because I don't want you to go and get an EIN with your home address, and then you go and you get a virtual office address, and then you put your virtual office address. You want everything to be uniform because I promise you it will come back up later. That address that's attached to your EIN and the one that's attached to the LLC will come back up later. So I told you in that order for that reason. Make sure the name is available. Nobody else is using it. Make sure it's not trademarked. You can do a simple trademark search as well, because what you don't want to do is start a business. I've seen it happen. I know multiple people. Hey, Daily Dose of Happiness. I love that name. Uh, I love the I've seen that happen where someone has started a business that was someone else's name and they were doing six-figure business. Okay. Six-figure business that they had to go and rebrand, change the name because they got a letter in the mail because that is trademark, that's infringement. You're using somebody else's name and somebody else's likeness, their company, to make money from. She didn't do it intentionally. She saw a name, she loved the name, she got, she registered the name, she started her business, a multiple six-figure business that she had to basically pause and rebrand because she was using someone else's name. Don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So that's why I'm like, check that name. Check the name. I put a name checker in the chat here if you are starting a business and you want to make sure that nobody else has that name and make sure the domain is available and no one else is using it on social. Then you can do a simple trademark search to make sure no one is using that name. Okay. Then, if no one is using it, the domain is available. Grab that domain up and then go get that virtual office address. And let me just kind of explain again what a virtual office address is. And like, I'm telling y'all all this because this is what you need for your business. This is like the basic foundation. Okay. A virtual office address. So, like if you go to a tax office, they're not at home, they're not operating at home, they're all operating in a brick and mortar store. Okay. Sometimes, as a new business owner, you can't afford to pay rent on a whole store. And so, what you can do is you can get a virtual office address. It's a commercial business, there is a business there. Right. It may be a building that you can actually get an office space if you wanted it or needed it, or you can get like these co working spaces where there are desks, that you can either have a dedicated desk or you can go and see what desk is available for you to work, but they are cheaper because they're not dedicated for you and only your use, right? And what you can do to sometimes is just basically send your mail there, right? You don't have an office, you don't have this desk because like me, I have a dedicated office in my home, but I don't dare put my home address on any of my business entities. I use virtual office addresses because if anyone looks it up in the state of Maryland, anyone can look up my company name and they can get that address and they decide to come to my house. Like, no, we got some things here, but we have the right to defend ourselves, but I don't want to go there. I don't want anybody showing up at my house unannounced. And so I have virtual office addresses. So if anyone wants to look up that address, they will pull up an actual building, an actual office space, where I literally just send mail to. I go and pick up my mail. I can actually hold conferences there if I want. We get a few hours free of conference room space. So it has a lot of perks to it. And if I want to not work at home, sometimes I can go there. So the virtual office address gives you that big business look and feel without you having to spend all of that big business money in the beginning. So I use that virtual office address when I'm getting my EIN, employee identification number. It is like the social security number for your business. You can get that for free on irs.gov. Okay. irs.gov, get your EIN. And there are multiple companies that you can use when you're looking for virtual office addresses. There are some ones that are very common, they're everywhere, and then you may have some locally. You can literally just put in virtual office address in your state, or co working spaces like in Maryland, wherever you are. And you can pull up I'm sure you'll pull up something. I know friends of mine that actually have office spaces that they allow people to be or to have virtual office addresses at their location. So if you know someone that has a business that has an office space, ask them, right? For my virtual office addresses, I pay about $50 a month. There are some that are cheaper. I think iPostal, but sometimes you got to check and make sure those are not PO boxes. Okay. When people are lending you big money, they don't want to look up your address and it is a postal shop, right? They don't want to look it up. That will be a huge red flag, right? If they look up any of my virtual office addresses, they are buildings that they can go to. They can ask for me. They can drop off mail. Okay, so once you have that, get that EIN, then go to your Secretary of State, and you can register that business. There is another company that can also help you register your business in case you're like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to mess it up. Just let them do it. And I will drop that in the chat here. I'm trying to think of the name of that company that can help you register your business. For the most part, I know the state of Maryland is pretty simple. There are a lot of states actually, too, that are waiving some of those fees because of COVID to actually start the LLC. I know California is one of those, and there are a few other states that have waived those fees when you're starting your LLC, your limited liability company. Okay. So once you have all of that in place, you don't have to do the next things immediately, but we'll talk about that later. What you should absolutely do is go once your LLC or your business entity is approved, take that paperwork, take your EIN, and go and open up a business bank account. Okay. I'm going to tell you why. A lot of people don't really realize is on the funding side and the lending side, that is when your business is established to them, right? If your business is not, don't have a business bank account, you're not bringing any money in and out. Your business, like it didn't exist until you actually establish a business banking relationship. Go and open up a business bank account. Okay, listen to me now, right? So take those steps, and those are free for the most part. Like they require you to put maybe $50 to $100 in there. Okay, so set aside some money when you're working your job. There's nothing wrong with you working. Set aside some money that you're going to loan to your business, right? Whether that's $100 a paycheck, and go and put it in that bank account, right? Have some system where you're keeping up with how much money you, the individual, is loaning to your business, right? If I want to loan my business $200 every time I get paid every 2 weeks and I'm putting it in that account, have a track record because you're going to need this information when you go and file your taxes. How much money did you loan your business? Because your business can absolutely pay you that money back with interest, right? So there'll be some people that tell you different ways. Oh, just go put your whole paycheck in your business bank account with no paperwork, no paper trail. I'm not going to tell you do that. Right? It doesn't sound right. It's not right. You can loan your business money. Keep a track record. You can, just like you sign a contract for anything else, there can be a contract involved, right? Because essentially you, the individual, or the individual in your business, is a separate entity. It is something separate, because a lot of people are like, well, I don't have any money coming in and out of my bank account. You can loan money to your business, right? If you have a set amount, like you're like, okay, I got $4,000 that I can put into that bank account, you can loan that money to your business, and hence your business can pay you that money back under whatever terms is written in the contract, right? Also start working on a very simple business plan. It doesn't have to be this long thought out thing, right? Where you're like, it's 50 million pages. It can be very simple. And I'm putting Live Plan in the chat there. Live Plan is something that I use to create a business plan, right? Where is my business going this year and in 5 years? I am planning for the future of this business. I don't want it to just exist, me get apartments, and I have no plan. No, my business in a year's time, this is where I want my business to be. In 5 years, and 2 years, 5 years, this is where I want my business to be. Based off these numbers, this is where my business can go. Get a very simple business plan. At least have a year planned out. What does your business look like? What does the growth of your business look like for you? What people are you going to need to hire in that business for your business to grow, right? For the second year. So write it out. Have plans. You're like, this year I want to have 5 units, right? In this area that can help you when you're trying to reach out to companies or you're trying to get contracts for your company. Because as I told you last week, don't just depend on Airbnb. Don't put all your eggs in that one basket. I want you guys to be getting direct bookings. I want you guys to have contracts with companies, with agencies to house their employees, right? Don't put all your eggs in the Airbnb basket. There are multiple ways for you to make money. You can start with Airbnb, but there are multiple ways for you to utilize that unit, right? Because once you start getting those contracts, once you start having those relationships and that consistency from those agencies sending you whomever, it's easier for you to approach the apartment complexes and tell them, hey, no, I don't just rely and utilize Airbnb, right? You have clients that stay with you on a frequent basis. Okay. So those are the steps to just have a business, be a solution, right? And then it's easier for you to go and for you to approach and pitch the properties. Next Friday, we'll talk about what pitching looks like, what it sounds like when you're going and you're trying to tell them that you want to utilize their unit in your brand new business, right? It is time consuming, right? It is nerve wracking, but you can be a solution for them, but you have to pose yourself as a solution. Don't just come as another person, random person. Well, I just want to get a unit, put it on Airbnb. I don't really know what I'm doing, but hey, this is what I want to do, because they're immediately going to shut you down. When you come as a solution and you're saying the right things, you're going to pique some interest. Told one of my mentees last night, when you're saying the right things to them, you can get them to change their mind when they initially told you no, right? You can get them to consider allowing you to put it on Airbnb when they initially told you and everybody else no. But you have to know what to say. You have to know what to look for, right? And you have to speak to their pain points. What problem are they currently having right now? How can you answer to that? How can you answer those rebuttals, right? Before they tell you no. So next week, that's what we're going to be talking about. Actually pitching. Like, what are you saying to these companies to get them to say yes? The proof is in the pudding, y'all. Literally, I just got a text from one of our mentees. They just told her yes today. Today. I wish I could like blow it up and show y'all. They just told her yes today. Today. That happened. Right? So, with that being said, I'm going to hop off. I've been on here way much longer than I told myself I was going to be on here. But hey, it is what it is. I want to give you guys a code. If you want to grab my Airbnb ebook, let me put it in here for you. I'm going to give it to y'all for y'all being on here. I'll give it to y'all for let y'all pay what y'all want. Nobody else has this code or this link. Only you guys. I'm going to put it in here. And let me also, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you guys a code for being on this live. I'm putting it in the chat. Let me change it right now. Mm-mm-mm. And the code is just simply, for this one, it'll be YouTube. So as a thank you for being here on YouTube with me, you guys can grab my Airbnb ebook for free. So thanks for joining my live. Don't share with anybody else because they should have been here. If they want the ebook, they need to be here next Friday. I love giving away things. I love helping other people win. It's enough the information is out here. I'm going to be sharing it on my channel. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe, because literally, y'all, I am releasing a free course on my YouTube channel. If you haven't paid attention or you new here, go to my YouTube channel. We're releasing a free Airbnb course where I'm giving you guys all the information. The information is here. The information is for free. It's yours. So as a thank you, you guys can go and grab my Airbnb ebook for free. Use code YouTube and you got it. So the link is there in the chat. I'm going to leave that there for 24 hours, the code YouTube, for you to grab the ebook for free. Any other things that I have, I'm going to try to share with you guys. I believe sharing is caring. It is easy for me to do that in one place right here on YouTube versus trying to answer emails or inboxes. I can just show up and I can answer your question. So whatever question you guys have, drop it in the chat. Why, if you, as you watch a video that I release, if you have a question, drop it in the chat of that video. And we are paying attention. We are looking, and I can answer it on one of these lives, right? So drop your questions. We are looking. I pay attention. I am very active on my YouTube. Thank you for being here. Go grab your ebook. Share my channel with anybody else that wants to get into this business or just wants to start a business in general, right? This information can help everybody. So happy Friday. Have happy weekend. Can you talk about how to start business credit? Yes, I will do a live on that. So next Friday on how you can start building your business credit. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Have a great weekend.